Good evening, and it's the nightcap of tonight's game between Good evening, and welcome back. Can you hear me? All right. Millard Eagles and the Beavers. The Beavers will be the home team. The Millard Eagles will be the visiting team. And so we're ready to go. Here we go. Dearden will lead off for the Millard Eagles. And Dearden plays catcher for the Eagles. Be me and Pepper Gale. First pitch is in for a ball. Just missed outside for Dearden. Hallie Hawkins, the senior pitcher for the Beaver High School Beavers. We're happy to be along. Second one's in for a strike. Swing and a miss by Dearden. So 1-1 the count. Happy to have you along.
Dearden batting .441 on the season. 14 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 2 triples.
Dearden gets suckered for a high pitch. 1-2 the count for Dearden. What year is Dearden?
Dearden is a junior.
Junior. So ball 2, 2-2 the count. Kind of started early, caught us off guard. We were doing a couple other things. Now we're hurrying up. There's a strikeout, number 1 for Hallie Hawkins. Dearden goes down swinging.
His first at bat goes down swinging, like you said. Hawkins with the strikeout, and that brings up number 22, Stevenson. She's a freshman for Millard, batting .231 on the season with 10 RBIs and a double.
So here we go, 1 down, second batter of the game. The winner of this advances tomorrow to play the loser of one of the quarterfinal matchups. It's been a great day of softball and a lot of intrigue.
A lot of games that were a lot closer than people would expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some quality softball being played here today.
Gracie Stevenson, the batter. Here's the pitch. Looks like it caught the corner. It did. Strike 1.
Strike 2.
Oh, strike 2 rather. Sorry. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside for a strike. Back to Hawkins. Pick up, throw out. Wow, the speed. Pretty good speed on the base runner, but Hawkins able to make the play.
Yeah, she almost outran the throw, but didn't quite get there. So Hawkins with the strikeout, and then fields the hit for out number 2.
Haley Flynn now up next for the Millard Eagles. She is the pitcher for Millard.
Flynn batting .373 on the season with 21 RBIs, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs.
Strike 1 for Hawkins on Flynn. On deck will be Hallie Warner. Pitch hit up high, going to be caught. Wow, what a catch by the second baseman. Holy cow, that was a great catch. It's kind of a snow cone and maintained her balance. That's 3 up, 3 down for the Beavers. So going into the bottom of 1. No score here in our final game between the Beavers and the Eagles on TeamHive.live.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Welcome back as we head to the bottom of the first inning. We've got the Beavers' Danzy Bradshaw will lead off, batting .750 on the season. She has been sensational and no different in the tournament. So she'll lead off the Beavers as we start the bottom of the first inning.
These two teams split the season this year, 1 win apiece for each team, and Both teams definitely wanting to pick up a win to continue their quest for a state championship. The loser of this game, their season ends tonight. The winner goes on to play the loser of, I think it's Enterprise Parowan. No, San Juan Duchesne.
Yep, San Juan Duchesne, that is correct. It's been a long, fun day of softball, some close games. Of course, those of you following both the boys and the girls from Beaver High School at least, South Severe hits a home run to defeat the Beavers 6-3 in a very close game. Well-played game by the Beavers against number 1 South Severe, but South Severe will advance. Here's our first pitch of the first inning. There's Bradshaw. Wow, what a bunt that is. That is perfect. I don't know if it can get better than that.
I don't think it can either, as it actually stopped rolling as it went up the third baseline. And
it just sat there.
It did. It stopped rolling, and she hustled down to first base. Beautiful leadoff bunt by Bradshaw.
Now Howerton. Brinley is senior. She's the designated player. Batting from the left side of the plate. You'll see Bradshaw zipping down to second, often looking for stolen bases. She leads the Beavers by a ways.
40 stolen bases just on the season prior to the state tournament.
And add to that mark as she steals to second base, and she will often steal third with a good jump. So the count is ball 1-1, 1-0 rather. 1-1. Ball 1-1 the count. Makes no sense. Howerton moves back to the right side of the plate. Foul ball, strike, 1-1 now at the count.
And there's a lot to be said for playing small ball. Michelle Moss and I were just talking about that over watching South Summit and Juab. And, you know, sometimes it's when you play small ball and then hit away and you get everybody to crowd in. It's a lot of fun with strategy.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Howerton squares up to bunt, goes back, and Bradshaw on the pass ball will go to second. Thinks about coming home, but the catcher does a good job of looking back Bradshaw. But nonetheless, Bradshaw on third.
And the first baseman for Millard having a very hard time seeing anything coming her way. The sun is in a really, really bad place for the first baseman. As she saw Howerton squaring to bunt, she charged at it, went off her glove. Bradshaw gets to third.
2-1 the count on Howerton. Seems like a long at bat. As Danzy moves around the bases.
I think it was only like the third or fourth pitch, too.
Fourth pitch of this bat. Just a lot of interruptions. 2-1. Flint's pitch up, popped up. It's going to be an out for the Beavers. First out of the game. Bradshaw stays at third.
That's super frustrating when you bat and you pump and you bunt it and it goes up in the air instead of down towards the ground.
So Lindsay Pender up to bat, the senior, batting in the third position.
Junior.
Oh, junior, sorry. I've said senior a couple times today. Lindsay's definitely.
Well, she plays like a senior, and it feels like she's been playing for a while. She's that good.
She really does. I even know she's a junior. So the junior steps in. With the pitch, and Pender fouls one off. Strike one. They were doing a suicide squeeze on that one. They were. The pitch was high, so it made it very difficult for Pender. Or tough. Or difficult, if you want to combine those two words. Ooh, look good. Just inside. Miss. Ball 1-1. No way I could tell if that was really a corner, but I wouldn't have been surprised to see a strike. You?
No. Our position in the booth is super deceiving because so many pitches look like strikes and they're not. They look like balls. They're strikes. Just we do not have a very good vantage point.
We see the left and right pretty well, but the umpire's in front of us, so we don't get the final details. That one looked high, and it is ball 3-1 or 2-1.
Pender, the heavy hitter for the Beavers, itching to get her bat on that ball and smash it into the outfield.
These two teams split in the regular season. Both winning at home. Pender thinks about it and takes ball 3. Boy, her whole body flinched on that pitch.
She wanted to swing away and she held
did.
up. Talk about discipline.
Yeah. Do not swing at the high balls. Flynn delivered a good pitch on that, but now 3-1 finds herself in a must pitch a strike situation. Flynn takes her time. She does not hurry this game up. 3-1, the payoff pitch to Pender. Here it comes. She turns to bunt and gets a base. So base on balls, runners at the corner.
And that brings up Hallie Hawkins.
Hallie Hawkins has batted very well today, so the pitcher for the Beavers.
She bats .434 on the season.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Juab just went ahead of South Summit.
Wow.
10-7, and they trailed by 7-3 going into the 6th inning.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. 7 unanswered runs, huh?
Yep. No lackadaisical base running, and it almost caught up to Bradshaw right there.
So stolen base for Lindsay Pender, but what happened is that they did a really good job of trying to pick off Bradshaw being aggressive.
Yeah.
And so there's a strike 1 for Hawkins. Caught the inside corner, strike 2.
Hawkins didn't like that at all.
Surprising. Usually people are like, if you call it, it's probably right. Right?
Usually.
Yeah.
Most people are very rational, especially in sporting events.
That's right. Bizarro world we live in. 0-2 pitch to Hawkins. Hawkins will get hit by the pitch, and she'll go down, and the base is now loaded for Davis.
Loaded, 1 out, no runs. So big at bat for the senior. Speed up runner Tylee Marshall coming in to replace Hawkins at first.
Hawkins a pitcher, so she gets one. So in steps Davis. Davis was 3 for 3 in the last game. Ball's high, ball 1.
When watching Bradshaw and third, any chance of a pass ball, she is going to try to get a run in for the Beavers.
So bases loaded, 1 out. No score yet. We're in the bottom of the 1st inning. Flynn, the pitcher in the circle for Millard. There's the pitch, and that one is going to be inside. Ball 2.
I've heard coaches yell at their batters, "Stay in there, take the pitch, take the hit," and it's just instinctual. You just don't sit there and let something hit you.
No. And then if you do, you stand there and they say you didn't try to get away from the ball, so you just get a ball anyway, and then you get a bruise.
I thought you didn't have to.
No, if you don't try to avoid the ball, it's a ball.
Really?
Yeah. Pitch is high, so that's 3-0. So hitter's pitch for Davis. Coming from Flynn. Yeah, it has to be, but it has to be a little bit of an attempt.
So a feeble attempt.
So I saw a high school baseball game where a young man got hit 3 times and had 3 balls.
Really?
Because he just stood there, and then he almost dared the umpire to make him stay there, and the umpire did. And then he got a 4th ball, and that is a base on balls for the Beavers. That will bring in Bradshaw. So an unearned run for the Beavers. They take the lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st, and the damage is there as that will still leave the bases loaded with Pender on 3rd, Hawkins on 2nd, Davis on 1st for Emily Robinson, the senior, up to the plate. She plays left field.
South of Aaron Gunnison, whoever's at bat is trying to kill some fans over here in Millard.
With the balls coming over.
I've seen 3 foul balls in the last 5 minutes come over here.
Pass the ball a little outside, ball 1.
Pretty good placement, just a little high and outside.
Yeah. Flynn with a 1-0, bases loaded, 1 out. Robinson in the plate, and that one's going to go past, and on the pass ball, in will come Pender, 2-0 Beaver.
Nice aggressive base running by Pender. She didn't even have to slide. She was able just to stand up and cross the plate. The other runners advance. So you got Davis on second, and, Marshall for Hawkins on third.
Yep. And still 1 out for the Beavers. Just the fly ball to the pitcher by Howerton. And now coming back is Robinson again. Robinson with 2 balls. Pitch from Flynn is inside. 3-0 the count. Just a reminder, big thanks to all of our sponsors: Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, Utah Community Credit Union, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center and Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, Stampede Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Barney Trucking, Honey's Marketplace in Kanab, and Jones DeMille Engineering. They make it possible to show you these games on TeamHive.live in partnership with KSL Sports. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Robinson. It's going to be high, so the base is loaded again. That's already the 3rd walk in a row. Nope, not in a row. 3rd walk of the inning for Flynn. McMullen up for the Beavers.
While Millard's coach talks to his hurler, talk about, just fun softball. Juab down 7-3. They are 1 out away from advancing and eliminating South Summit in the 3A loser side of the bracket.
Wow, unbelievable. And South Summit came in as the...
I know they were the higher seed.
Number 4, is that right? Let me just see. Oh, no, number 9.
Number 9, and what was Juab?
Juab was number 15. So kind of fun. So Coach Burriston, one of my favorite guys, actually. I really enjoyed my association with Coach Burriston throughout the years and his kids. So
it's so much fun. Like when you play sports, it's like you're all for your own home team, but off the field, so many great people from all the communities. Some of my very good friends are from Millard, the Fillmore area, and just some great people in the living in Fillmore.
We have friends in every community we call Gabe's in.
Absolutely, we do.
So we love to have rivalries, but man, it's a lot of fun. There's a ball 1 high for McMullen.
Bases loaded, 1 out still. Count 1-0.
Yeah, Flynn struggling with control. The last couple of batters have been 4 straight balls for them. Flynn trying to get that ball down. There's a strike, and it's going to be fouled off back. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. You got to feel bad for a pitcher when you're just missing. She's just missing and can't get that on.
Well, and they're not like horrible pitches either.
No.
They're just barely outside the strike zone.
Yeah.
So count now 1-1 for McMullen.
Here's the pitch from Flynn. That one's going to be...
Oh, did she go?
I don't know.
They're saying
Apparently
she didn't.
not, but it looked... What'd you think, Wendy?
I don't know if
It was kind of a weird little motion, wasn't it?
The plate got across the bat got across the plate, so probably she did that.
There you go.
Yeah.
2-0, 2-1 rather, the count for McMullen. McMullen and high, ball 3, 3-1. So McMullen with the hitter's pitch count. See what Coach Down Bradshaw calls. Got Mitch Carter on first base. There's the 3-1 pitch. Beaver already leading 2-0 with 1 out, and that one looks good. Oh no, outside, ball 4.
And another unearned run crosses the plate.
Bases remain loaded. That's 3-0 for the Beavers. Davis to third, Robinson to second, McMullen to first with Lexi Atkin getting up to the plate for the Beavers.
And Lexi Atkin batting .325 on the season with 10 RBIs and 3 doubles.
So the catcher will go out and talk to her pitcher. Catcher's Hallie Warner. Stepping in is Atkin. Again, bases loaded, one down. The Beavers up 3-0, one out.
Millard got a force out on any bag. So a nice clean fielding job and a throw could get him a second out here.
There's a hit by Atkin out the right side, out of play. Ooh, nearly hit a spectator. You know, you would think more people would get nailed, but it kind of bounces around people.
It does. It looks like he's got pizza or something.
He does. Grubhub guy.
Oh, wow. South Summit just hit a home run to tie it up at 10.
Oh, there's a base hit by Atkin. That will score one, maybe two. Nope, just one. As a great job by the outfield. Get that ball in to limit the damage, but there is a RBI single by Lexi Atkin. Now, go ahead and talk to me about what's happening over there.
Sorry, there's so much going on right now, and I'm so invested in this other game. South Summit hits a home run to tie it up. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. Wow. Craziness.
Talia Lisa at the plate, the junior for the Beavers. One down. Beavers leading 4-0. Second hit of the game for Beaver. Pitch is going to be strike one.
Ooh.
Most people that would not be a strike, but for Talia it was. Her strike one's a little taller, a little bigger.
That's a disadvantage to be a taller human.
It is.
Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st.
That one's out of the strike zone up high. Ball 1-1. So the 9 batter on deck is going to be Danzy Bradshaw. Back to the top of the order. Swing and a miss for Lisa. 1-2 the count.
Lisa's got to protect here, swinging at anything close.
Bases loaded, 1 out. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Flynn. That's going to hit Lisa on the ankle, so she'll get a base on balls.
Feeble attempt.
That was a feeble attempt. Robinson will come in. McMullen moves to third. Atkin to second. With Lisa on first, we're back to the top of the order. The Beavers will bat around. Second opportunity for Bradshaw, and we will have a pitching change as we'll have another visit to the circle by Coach Blaine Burriston. We'll take a break and be back after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Yes.
So once you've been out there to talk to them, you have to remove it.
Okay. So Stevenson will come in. Stevenson's a freshman. Oh, no. Welcome back, Scott Lang for Pepper Gale, and a freshman, Stevenson, will be on.
I got you back.
Gracie Stevenson, just a freshman. Tough spot for a freshman. Bases loaded, 1 out, down 5-0 in the state tournament. That's a lot of confidence in the freshman.
And the leadoff batter for the Beavers.
Yeah.
But you've got to do something. I mean, how many unearned runs have they had? Every one of them?
Yeah.
All 5 runs have been unearned.
Let's see. Nope, one. One RBI by, it was
Lexi Atkin.
Lexi Atkin hit an RBI, so 1 earned run. So the freshman looks good. Let's take a look at the score on this other field. Do you know what it is?
It is Gunnison up 2 over South Severe.
Okay.
2-0.
Gunnison, the slightly higher, South Severe, the higher seed. 6 for South Severe, and I think it's 8 for Gunnison. Is that
7.
correct? 7. So those two are a pick'em game. This one, it is the Millard Eagles and the Beavers. Millard comes in with the 9 seed. The Beavers the 5 seed. So things tightening up. And it's interesting because if you look at the RPIs, it's absolutely 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
So 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 will play tomorrow. So Stevenson will be ready to play. And up comes Danzy Bradshaw. Okay, 5-0, 1 out, bases loaded for the freshman Danzy Bradshaw, batting .750 on the season. See what the freshman can do. 2 freshmen facing off. These two will have 3 more years of this after this one. Here's the pitch. Pitch is going to be foul swing and fouled off on the right side, out of play. Strike 1.
Wouldn't it be ironic if that ball would have hit that man wearing the sweater that says "Be nice"?
Oh, there's a shot by Bradshaw up the left field line. That's going to score 1, 2 coming back around. And that'll be a stand-up double for Danzy Bradshaw, her second of the inning, and 2 RBIs for the freshman.
Great hit. You can see why she's batting over 700. And nice hit by the freshman, Brindley Howerton, up to bat.
That puts Elisa on third. Still 1 out. Howerton flew to the pitcher. She was the only out of the inning.
So looking at Bradshaw, it looks like she's putting a brace on her arm.
I think it's a slide glove. Ball outside, ball 1.
Slide glove.
So that when they do the Pete Rose, they don't get their hands hurt.
So you just shouldn't Pete Rose it. It should be illegal.
Oh, big cut for Howerton. She saw that one. That was a pie-in-the-sky shot. That ball was coming big.
It's a good pitch.
Yeah, just a little bit high in the strike zone. Just too appetizing. 1-1 the count. Pitch is going to be low in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1.
Brenna Norton with a tiger tail from BYU Stadium. That's just not fair.
They didn't bring many over. Ball 3, 3-1 our count. Again, bases second and third for the Beavers after the double. 1 down, so no forced play. 7-0 our score. There's the pitch, and it's going to be up, and the bases loaded again. Base on balls for Brindley Howerton, which brings up Lindsay Pender. She walked at her last at-bats. And again, we're still in the first inning, so 7-0.
I love when your heavy hitters come in, your number 3 batters. It's just, you wait for them just to smash it out somewhere. And Lindsay Pender definitely wanted to get that done for her team today.
The junior shortstop watches ball 1 come in. Bradshaw sneaks in, and she will be safe. Oh, no. Elisa sneaks in. She does it, Nancy Bradshaw. Elisa caught the Millard Eagles sleeping. Kind of fun to watch as she jumped up pretty excited.
She did. That was a great steal, and gets another run on the board for the Beavers. So great job.
Hey, she showed some quickness coming down that baseline.
Yes, she did.
I thought it was Bradshaw. Here's the pitch. Pitch is high. Ball 2. 2-0. 8-0 our score. Runners on second and third. Pender with that 2-0 count. 1 out. And now it's going to be Bradshaw sneaking in on the pass ball. She goes in standing up. That will advance Howerton. Is that Brindley? Yeah, Howerton on third. And Pender with a 3-0 count. Hitters count for Pender.
South Summit gets the win over Juab.
Wow. Strike 1 for Pender. She was swinging on the 3-0.
Atta girl.
But if you swing on 3-0, you can't. You got to hit it.
Well, she tried. She tried.
And there's the walk, and in comes Howerton. She'll walk in standing up.
Pender she rounds first, looking for second.
It's another base on balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A rough time for the Millard pitchers. 7 bases on balls. We've got one down. And this is Hallie Hawkins. There's a foul right back towards us.
Do you have insurance on your cameras?
Yeah. Hallie Hawkins was hit by a pitch on her last at-bat. Yeah, I hope they don't hit the cameras. That would be bad. Hawkins fouls another off. 0-2.
Last year, Millard lost their first game to Beaver, came back around, beat them out in the second day.
Yes, they
did. Beaver and Millard have found themselves in the, one-loss category the last 2 years.
Pender goes in safely with a stolen base. Yeah, no, it's a rivalry in multiple sports.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Girls and boys.
Yeah.
Basketball, baseball, wrestling.
Hawkins 1-2. Pitches up, 2-2. The pitchers facing off. Stevenson and Hawkins.
Miller desperately needing an out. Still only one out.
Change up, fouled off backs. The count remains 2-2. Davis on deck. 10-0 our score. Tough first inning for the Millard Eagles. Hawkins up the left side, foul. These games get really hard. I mean, this is the third of the day for the Beavers, and a third for the Eagles as well. So this is a rough one.
It is, and the pitchers, their arms get tired.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of heart to play, softball and baseball in the state tournament in the one-loss bracket.
It does. Oh, here's a pitch, big swing and a miss. Hawkins goes down swinging. First strikeout of the game for the Millard Eagles. 2 outs. Davis up to bat. She walked last time she was up. Pender on second.
Number 19 Davis up to bat. Number 1 Robinson on deck.
Pitch looked close, a little bit low though. Ball 1 for Davis. Runner on second, 2 down now. Again, 10 runs for Beaver in this bottom of the first. Pender in scoring position. Pitches up, fouled back, strike 1. 1-1.
Pender still on second base for Beaver.
Pitches inside. That'll be ball 2. 2-1 for Dylan Davis. First baseman for Beaver. Ball high. Pender takes a big, healthy lead. 3-1 the count.
Thought she was going to go.
I did too. She got about halfway. No one really covering, so she wasn't too worried about it. Ball 4, so.
How many walks in this inning is that?
9.
Nine of the 10 runs have been unearned runs, right?
6.
6.
7. There's 3 earned runs. There's a hit to Robinson up to right field. Right field gets out there and makes the grab. Millard gets out of the evening on the fly ball by Emily Robinson, but not before a lot of damage is done as the Beavers lead 10-0 at the end of 1 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on Team Hive. That's teamhive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back. Scott Langford, Pepper Gale. Of course, we've got Wendy Phelan, a big crew here from Centricom managing these, and we appreciate all of those who make it possible for us to bring you these games on Centricom and teamhive.live. So it's a lot of fun. So in that one, there's 3 earned runs on that one. Even though 10 runs, just a lot of walks in the bottom of that first inning. Beavers 10, no score for Millard, and they look to get back on track. And for the Beavers, it'll be Murdoch taking the circle. She's a senior and has pitched for the Beavers all season long as well. For the Millard Eagles, they have their batters 4, 5, and 6. Warner starts out at the plate for the Eagles.
Got a couple different fielding changes as well. Howerton in at second. I can't tell who's in right field. That's still Atkin, but Howerton in at second, replacing, I believe, Jade McMullen.
Okay. Here we go. First pitch of the game for Murdoch. Hallie Warner, the catcher, up to the plate. Catches the corner, strike one.
Warner batting .424 on the season with 20 RBIs and 7 doubles, so solid hitter.
That one will be a ball one. So 1-1 the count to Warner. Both these teams would really like to earn a chance to play San Juan or
Duchesne.
Jeez, I had a blank here. That's a beautiful hit on the left side into the outfield. First hit of the game for the Millard Eagles.
Yeah, just a simple, nice, hard hit into left field. Great at bat, and she gets on base.
That'll bring up number 21. I've got Emily Stevenson playing third base.
And either a speed-up runner, or, no, she was the catcher, right?
Uh-huh.
So speed-up runner Bartholomew goes in to run for Millard.
So up to the plate. Here we are, Stevenson. This is Emily, number 5. Pitches in and strike one. Murdoch doing a good job.
This is Emily Stevenson? Number 21?
Yes.
So she's the freshman.
Yes.
Hitting.
Strike.
Go ahead.
Strike 2. Go ahead.
Batting .322 on the season with 16 RBIs on 1 double, 2 home runs.
Mary Stevenson, the senior, plays right field. Hit around the right side. Can the Beavers get it? They cannot. Another base hit for the Millard Eagles. And now some trouble and going to be out. So that's going to be a 9-6 for the out on Hallie Warner.
Lucky break for the Beavers, getting the tag on second. So getting out on a just
tough break.
Some aggressive base running by Millard.
Yeah, tough break because the Eagles have 2 singles to start off the top of the second. Now with the runner still on first, J.D. Kane up for the Eagles playing shortstop, strike one.
You're going to have to turn the lights on if that shadow gets bigger, any bigger.
Strike 2. 0-2 the count. There's a hit over to third base and goes past the third baseman. An error on the Beavers now. The bases first and second.
Just a nice hard hit. Carter went to ground it, pulled her glove. Just split second too soon, goes between her legs.
So runners on first and second. 1 out. Maggie Stevens, the first, playing first base at the plate. Ball misses outside. Ball 1.
A lot of freshmen on this Millard team, very young team, and Stevens batting .302 on the season, 16 RBIs, 9 doubles, and 2 triples.
Ball comes in a little low. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Runners on first and second. 1 out. We're in the top of 2. Millard trying to battle out of a hole from that first inning. 10 runs by the Beavers, but they've got a runner in scoring position on second. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1, fouled off. So Stevens stays alive there. 1-2. 2-1 the count, I should say. Murdoch in the circle for Beaver High School. Pitches hit on the right side and out of play. Well, not out of play, but couldn't quite get to it with Davis. 2-2 the count. It was close.
She tried. Almost got there.
2-2 pitch coming for number 24, Maggie Stevens. Pitch is out, fouled off. Count remains 2-2.
Battling in the box.
Sure is a beautiful evening for softball.
It is. It's been a great day.
We've had some scorchers, we've had some rainouts, but this is just nice now. It's actually nicer now than it was at 1 o'clock. And that one's going to be a hit by pitch. The base is loaded for the Millard Eagles. So Stevenson goes to third, Kane to second, and first base for Stevens. Kaylee Thurman, left fielder, up for Millard.
Number 6, Thurman up without. On deck, number 1, Stevenson.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Kaylee Thurman. Again, 1 out, bases loaded. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, look good. It is strike 2.
Murdoch throwing some really good pitches in those last 2.
There's the pitch, 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. I like the placement. Trying to see if she could get Thurman to go after it. One and 2 pitch from Murdoch. Pitch is going to be hit to the second baseman, home, and for the out. What a play by the second baseman, Howerton. Heads up.
It was, and she could have just tried to either tag the runner and throw it out at one, but instead stops the run going at home. So 2 outs now for the Beavers. Bases loaded again, so force out at any base.
So that moves Kane to third and Stevens to second. Thurman on first. Mary Stevenson, the right fielder, up.
And the first pitch was a ball.
And the first pitch was a ball. I was trying to fix my scorebook from all that movement. Still 10-0, 2 outs, any base for the Beavers. And a beautiful hit by Stevenson. And that's going to score 1, call it 2, maybe 3. As I think they're going to try to get in, and it is 3 runs on a double by Mary Stevenson.
Nice hit, and Millard comes alive. You can feel the excitement, the momentum starting to seep in with the Millard Eagles. And, here's the thing with softball, like, you might think you've got a pretty comfortable lead, but it only takes a couple hits and people getting around, and a team that's really struggling can get back in it pretty quickly.
Yeah. So Stevenson clears the bases. That's a 3 RBI hit for Mary Stevenson. Back up the top of the order, Dearden.
And he walked her.
Yeah. So we walked Dearden automatically. Force 1 and 2. And that'll bring up Gracie Stevenson. Pitch comes in high, ball 1. 10-3 our score. Top of 2. 2 outs, ball 2. Both teams a little tired. And Coach Talon Bradshaw, Coach Mitch Carter will come out and talk to the team. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back after this on TeamHive.live, and all powered by Centricom.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Number 2 batter, Gracie Stevenson at the plate. And the pitch is outside. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. Sorry, after the break, I kind of got lost there for a second. Stevenson, that's Mary on first. On second. Dearden on first. And a 3-0 count for Stevenson. The ball comes in. Strike 1 right down the middle. Now the hitter's pitch coming. 3-1 the count.
Beavers 1 out away from getting out of the top of the second.
Yeah. There's the pitch, fouled off, strike 2, count full. Good battle back by Murdoch. Now Gracie Stevenson and Murdoch basically even with each other. Comes down to this pitch.
Dun, dun, dun.
Lots of pressure. Runners on first and second again. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Strike 3, and the Beavers get out of a tough jam there as they get out of the inning, but not before allowing 3. It's 10-3 after 2. Oh, excuse me, going into the bottom of the second on TeamHive.live.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care. Closer to home.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. Here we are in the bottom of the second, 10-3. Beaver had a lot of luck in that first inning, and now it'll be their second opportunities. Millard tags 3 on the Beavers. In the top half of the second, they scored 3 runs on 2 hits and left 2 on base. So the score 10-3. Beavers will start with 7, 8, 9. That's McMullen, Atkin, and Elisa.
Murdoch.
Murdoch will be...
She's going to be leading off.
She replaces McMullen, right?
I don't know.
Because that's who's supposed to be up. So Murdoch, number 20.
She's batting .286 on the season.
Okay. So here's Murdoch. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Which is high, ball 1. So... Murdoch in the circle for the Beavers on the defensive side, and looked good. Strike 1. Boy, that's a pitch you want to hit. that looked good. Swing at that one. 1-1 the count. Pitch, that one's low. Ball 2. 2-1. Number 22, Stevenson, pitching for Millard. Pitch is going to be low in the dirt. 3-1 the count for Murdoch. 10-3 our score. 3-1. Murdoch up. Facing Stevenson. Gracie. Pitch is going to be high. Ball 4. So the first batter is on board. Moves to first. And Lexi Atkin up. She has an RBI single in the first inning, so she's 1 for 1 this evening.
Marshall back in to run for the pitcher. That's Tylee.
Atkin steps in. There's the pitch. Ball low, 1-0 the count. Marshall in first, and she will fake a steal. Goes back. Ball 2. So 2 balls, just missing. Stevenson's close. Gracie with a pitch. That one's going to be high, and this time it will be a go for Marshall. Safe. Very close play. Nice throw by the catcher.
Nice throw, but a very nice slide by Marshall, too, as she slid at just the right moment under the glove that caught the ball. So nice still there by Marshall.
3-0 the count for Atkin. See if she's got the take or hit away sign from Coach Bradshaw. Pitch is in, and it's a hit, so fouled back, strike 1. 3-1 the count. Atkin steps back in. Hitters count at 3-1 for Atkin. Here it comes. And that will be low, base on ball, so another base runner on. Runners on first and second. No outs with Talia Lisa up to bat for Beaver.
Talia Lisa batting in the number 9 spot, batting .250 on the season. 12 RBIs, 4 doubles, and I am really off. 4 doubles and 1 home run.
Pass ball will advance the runners. Ball 1 to Elisa. So now 2 runners in scoring position. The Beavers lead 10-3 with no outs. A little bit low in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 for Talia Elisa. Elisa, quite a basketball player.
Yeah, first team All-State as a junior. Beavers runner-ups to the state champion Kanab Cowboys. And she is one of the best post players in 2A.
Another low pitch just misses outside and low. Ball 3. 3-0 for Elisa. Just a reminder, runners on second and third. No outs. Pitches up. Oh, man. Strike 1. You just hate to ever let one go like that.
Yeah.
Do you, Wendy?
That's one she could put over the fence.
I know it. Such a big pitch. 3-1. Here's the hitter's pitch for Elisa. That's going to be hit, fouled off, and it might be in play. We'll see. It's not. Hits the screen. So full count for Talia Elisa. So Stevenson battling back for the Millard Eagles. Stevenson sets. Here comes the full count pitch. And Elisa turns on that one, and I think it'll be out of play or out of range, so foul ball, count remains full.
Elisa straightens that out. It's going to be close to being over the fence.
We talked about this earlier. This venue is fantastic. And the trees are great for the fans, but they're not so great for us sometimes.
No, but it's so much fun having it in a complex with 4 games going.
No, absolutely.
It's just, this is such a fun environment. I love the Spanish Forks
full
complex.
Count. Elisa fouls one off again. Yeah, one of our favorite tournaments of the year. That's why we do it every year. A lot of fun.
Tons of fun.
State's just amazing at any of the sports.
It really is. Elisa, took a high ball, strikeout number 1. And 1 out for the Beavers. Back up top will be Danzy Bradshaw. Bradshaw already 2 for 2 with a single and a double, concluding 2 RBIs for the freshman.
Howerton on deck.
Bradshaw hits a high fly ball to left center, and it's caught nicely by the center fielder, and a run scores after the tag up.
So Tylee Marshall run for Aubrey Murdoch. She gets in, so now the Beavers 11 and Millard 3.
So F8 for Bradshaw. Out number 2, Howerton, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Howerton hits a nice single straight up the middle. That'll likely score a run. And in comes, so that's an RBI for Brinley Howerton.
Beautiful hit by the senior, just right up the middle. Lands in the hole, gets the RBI. Great hit by Howerton. Bringing up Lindsay Pender, the power hitter, the power junior hitter for the Beavers.
Yep. Pender officially 0 for 0 from the plate with 2 walks in the game. Ball high, pass ball. It will send Howerton to second base. Ball 1. Lindsay Pender will step up. I can hear Matt Robinson calling a out, and a ground room double. Here's Pender. That one's playable by right field, and it's caught by the first baseman. So Millard gets out of the inning. F2-3 for the 3 out. So the Beavers score 2 runs on 1 hit with 2 left on at the end of 2 innings. 12-3 Beaver. And we'll be back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Come on. Welcome back as we head into the top of the 3rd inning. It's Beaver 12, Millard for 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Just to recap, the Beavers had 2 runs on 1 hit with 1 left on and 1 earned run. So the Beavers lead 12-3. Now coming up for the Millard Eagles will be Stevenson, I believe. Well, hold on.
11.
Flynn, that's right, Haley Flynn. Flynn hits a nice shot. That's a single into left field right past the 3rd baseman. Hit with a lot of strength. Leadoff single for Haley Flynn.
A lot of power behind that hit. It was a nice hard hit into left field. Kenzie Carter just couldn't quite knock it down.
Didn't have much of a chance to either. It would have been one of those oh my gosh plays had she been able to field that. Hallie Warner, she's 1 for 1 with a single in the 2nd inning. Warner bats in the 4 position. There's the pitch. Ooh, that looked good. Strike 1.
South Severe able to get a couple runs against Gunnison, 6-2 in the 3rd inning.
Wow. And the pitch is going to be high, and it'll advance the runner, Haley Flynn. That's ball 1-1 the count. Murdoch lost that one in the windup and delivery.
Now, Danzy jumped as high as she could, but that was just not catchable.
No, that one just caught on the fingers as it was released. Here's Murdoch with the pitch. Pitch, nice corner pitch. That was a great location. That'll be strike 2.
You know, all the positions, it takes a lot of energy, but, you know, the catchers as well as the pitchers. Catchers happen to squat, get up, jump around like Danzy Bradshaw. She's caught every single inning of every game today, and she's doing a great job behind the plate.
Ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. No outs. Runners on first. Oh, excuse me, runner on second. Nice block by Bradshaw. And that ball's going to go into left field, and it hits the base runner right on the foot. I'll bet that hurt. So she wasn't able to advance as she was going backwards to the base. Left field, Emily Robinson picked it up. Counts full, 3-2. Big pitch for Hallie Warner, the cleanup hitter for the Millard Eagles. Knock in, there's a pitch, hit to right field. And Atkin couldn't find it in the sun. You can see her trying to shade. That is going to be a stand-up double for Warner. Nice hit by Hallie Warner as she gets an RBI on her double.
The Beavers don't get it into the circle either, and so she's able to run in from third to home. So nice heads-up base running by Millard.
They're going to do a hurry-up pitcher for the catcher, Hallie Warner. Now Emily Stevenson up, number 21. And Coach Dallin Bradshaw will come talk to the home plate umpire.
You do a pitching change. It looks like Hawkins will come back in.
Is Hawkins warming up?
No, but I see her standing over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Bradshaw will come out. Hawkins will come back in. We'll take a break and be back. 12-4 Beaver, but Millard threatening after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Back. We'll see if Hallie Hawkins is still warmed up. She started the game and gave some innings to Aubrey Murdoch. She'll come back in for the Beavers. And unlike baseball, I was actually under the impression that once, because she went out of the game, I was under the impression, those are baseball rules. If you take a player and move positions, they can re-enter as pitchers. In baseball, if they go to the dugout, they cannot re-enter as a pitcher. They can re-enter the game one time. But in softball, you can re-enter one time as a pitcher.
At any position.
Hawkins pitch in for a strike one. 12-4 our score. Runner on second with no outs. Here's a hit to the shortstop, and the shortstop will get the runner on second. And that was just bad luck for the base runner.
It was. She got a jump off. Pender fielded it nicely. Pender had to reach to grab her and tag her out, but fielder's choice gets an out. First out, I think, for the Beavers, yep. And base runner still on first for Millard.
So you are correct. One down. Up for the Millard Eagles, J.D. Kane, number 14. Strike one. Kane, the shortstop for the Millard Eagles. Pitch is high, ball one. Good eye by Kane. Nothing there. Pitch by Hawkins and a swing and a miss. Strike two. 1-2 the count. J.D. Kane. She got on an error last time.
Hawkins had her chasing that pitch.
She did. Pitch by Hawkins, and that was just a beautiful pitch. She caught Kane leaning in, and she hit that inside corner. No chance.
Crowded her on the inside. Beautiful strikeout by Hawkins.
That's the second strikeout of the game for Hawkins. Third of the game overall for the two pitchers, and then a hit up, caught by Davis, and that'll do it. The Beavers leave the Millard Eagles with only one run in the top of the third. Beavers lead 12-4 when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Welcome back. The Beavers in the bottom of the third lead 12-4. So they've got an 8-point lead, 8-run lead rather. And it'll be Hallie Hawkins up for the Beavers.
Batters 4, 5, and 6 for the Beavers.
Hawkins has a walk in the game so far, so it'll be her second at bat for the Beavers. Try to get some other scores for you. 2 3A games. It's the nightcap here. 2 3A games. Over here it will be Providence Hall 3-0, I believe. And then 6-0, the visitor with the South Summit game ahead. I'm not sure which is the visitor. There's a hit by Hawkins, high up in the air, caught by the second baseman.
Second baseman called everybody off, said, I got this, and she absolutely did get that. So Hawkins flies out at her at bat.
Second baseman is Haley Flynn, who started in the circle. And now it will be Davis. Takes ball one. Davis with 2 walks in the game. Pitches in low again, ball 2. A lot more going on in the next 2 days. Make sure you tune in on TeamHive.live and watch the rest of this tournament. There's going to be some great softball coming up. It only gets better from here. These championship matchups get really good. There's a hit, going to be just a fly ball to the first baseman. Nice job by the first baseman to snag that one. 2 outs.
2 easy outs for Millard as it's 2 Beavers fly out. Now Emily Robinson, the left fielder for Beaver, the senior, steps into the box.
Robinson has a walk and flew out to the right fielder with a good hit last time. Is it? Robinson swinging a miss, strike 1. Stevenson settled in and starting to throw some of that strike, counting on her teammates to help in the field.
Doing a very good job just hitting her spots, keeping the ball within the strike zone. So the freshman doing a good job in the circle.
Pitches, she loses track of that one. Ball 1, 1-1. Emily delays, 1-1 pitch coming, 2 down. Nobody on, and hit back to the pitcher. This is 3 up, 3 down for the Millard Eagles. Easy, squeezy, lemon peasy. 12-4, we come back in the top of the 4th inning on TeamHive.live.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning. Millard Eagles trying to work their way into this Beaver High School lead. They gave up 10 in the first inning and have outscored the Beavers by 2 runs since. It's 12-4 our score as we head into the top of the fourth. And for the Millard Eagles, it will bring up number 4.
I think it's 6.
Number 6. Kaylee Thurman. She got on a fielder's choice last inning. That's a ball 1.
First pitch in the dirt.
Pitch in the dirt. Pitch, strike, hit up the right field line. That could be trouble and goes foul. That's a close one.
It was about 5 feet, outside the first baseline, but had it been fair, it would have been an easy single, maybe double.
That moves it to 1-1 the count. Here's Hawkins with the pitch. That one's going to be high and up. Ball 2. The winner will play the loser of tomorrow's contest between Duchesne and San Juan. Just misses inside corner. 3-1 the count for Hawkins. Pitch is high. That's a base on balls. The lead batter on base for the Millard Eagles. They'll bring up Mary Stevenson. Stevenson, 3 RBIs last time as she hit a double.
Nice hard shot into the deep outfield for Stevenson last at bat. Seeing if she can do the same again.
Stevenson almost gets another one, just barely outside the baselines. Foul ball, strike 1.
Hits off the end of her bat, just a little bit behind the pitch.
So I forgot to count hers as a hit. So 5 hits in the game for the Millard Eagles as Stevenson picked up a hit. Here's a pitch, and that looks good, is good. Strike 2. So Stevenson a little behind in the count, 0-2. Runner on the first is Thurman. Here's a pitch straight up. Can Bradshaw make the catch? And she does. So out number 1 for the Beavers. That's a tough catch.
She flipped her mask off really quick, got under the ball, tracked it down, picks up the out.
Dearden back to the top of the order, the catcher for the Millard Eagles. She'll bat from the left side of the plate. She is 0 for 1 with a walk in the contest.
Up the bat with number 22, Stevenson, on deck.
High ball, 1-0. There's a hit, foul ball on the left side, so 1-1 the count. That was a handle. You heard that one.
But it vibrated her hands a little.
Uh-huh. Pitch is high, 2-1. Hawkins not hitting the spot she was in the first inning. There's a strike, though, to the second baseman. There's one over, not in time. So 1 out for the Beavers.
I have not seen a team turn a double play today,
Nope.
have you?
Mm-mm.
A lot of close ones, but nobody's managed to do it yet.
So a fielder's choice for Dearden. And that'll bring up Gracie Stevenson, 0 for 2 in the contest.
2 outs for the Beavers.
The 2 pitchers square off. Here's Hawkins with the delivery in the dirt. Nice block by Bradshaw, ball 1. Temperature 62, so not bad. Pitcher, that's a great pitch. Strike.
A little behind it, takes a cut at it, off the end of her bat, foul ball.
2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. Pitch is high. Good hold by Gracie Stevenson.
She thought about it.
Well, she's thrown enough of those. She ought to know not to swing at them.
Yeah.
2-1 the count. Got the corner, 2-2. How about Bradshaw on that one? Nice frame.
Love the framing of the catcher.
Yep. Now 2-2. 2 outs. Runner on first. Hawkins with the pitch, and good protection by Stevenson.
She got her to chase that one, and I don't know if it would have been called a strike, but she stays alive anyway.
Going to grab a new softball. Bradshaw back up to Hawkins. Again, 2-2 the count. 2 outs. 12-4 Beaver. We're in the top of the fourth. Millard got in a big hole early, allowing 10 runs in that first inning. Now it's a full count. Ball 3. Millard trying to fight back from that early hole. Pitch is going to be over to second base, and no one there. And the Beavers make a mistake there, and an error allows runners on the corner.
Yeah, miscommunication between Davis and Howerton. So unable to get the out, and now runners on the corners.
Yeah, and the problem was no one covered first base, and so it created all of that confusion.
And
that ball was spinning too.
No, it was.
And Dearden taking advantage of it.
Yep. Haley Flynn up to bat. She hit a single last time up. 1 for 2 in the game.
Number 3 Warner on deck.
The pitch is in, blocked by Bradshaw. You can see Stevenson not taking a big lead. Bradshaw pretty solid on the throw. Strike would have been anyway. Fouled off the left side. Strike 1-1.
It's getting a little dark out there.
It is. No lights yet. Here's the pitch, and going to be hit up the middle. That's a base hit for the Millard Eagles. And that is an RBI for Haley Flynn.
One more run, chipping into that lead. Beaver now up by 7.
But Millard is actually, let's see, they have had just 2 unanswered, I guess. And Coach Burriston will make a change. We'll see what he decides. I can't imagine he's going to change Hallie Warner. Imagine it's a base runner, and it is.
You are correct.
So nice base hit by Haley Flynn with the RBI. Little 2-out rally for the Eagles. They've got runners on first and second. With their cleanup hitter, number 4, Hallie Warner, who is only 2 for 2 in the game with an RBI. Single and a double in the second and third innings. Can Warner do it again? So the umpires make the change in the scorebook. We'll talk to the Beaver coaching staff. All right, Warner steps in.
Number 21, Stevenson.
2 outs. Big at-bats for Warner. Warner takes a nice pitch into right field, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. The first 2 runs are going to score, and we'll see what Warner does. Warner around second to third, and it's a stand-up triple for Hallie Warner.
Beautiful
wow.
hit. Atkin tried to get on it, and unfortunately for Beaver, as soon as she dived, that ball took a bounce and bounced behind her. She had to get up, track it down, and get it in. Millard rallying back, down at one time by 10, now only trails by 5.
Yep, and a 2 RBI triple for Hallie Warner. She has hit a single, a double, and a triple. She only needs a home run for the cycle. I mean, you don't get that very often, but she has a chance. And the way she's hitting, she might have a chance. Bradshaw steps out to talk to Hawkins. So 2 consecutive hits and an error.
Wouldn't it be a trifecta?
Wow, this one.
Trying to think of what would be like one up from a trifecta.
Well, it's for the cycle.
For the cycle?
Is what
it's called
yeah,
for real?
For the cycle.
I'm learning all sorts of new terminology.
Yep.
And with 2 outs, this 2-out rally by Millard is definitely paying off.
1 for 2 for the batter, and that is Emily Stevenson. 2 balls. Strike 1. Caught the top of the strike zone on that one. Stevenson, the third baseman for Millard. See the Millard High School baseball team here cheering on their friends. And there's a hit right to the pitcher, and the Beavers get out of it. But the Millard Eagles tack an extra 3 runs on the Beavers in the top of the fourth. They're only down 5, 12-7. We'll be back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Top of the fourth, Millard Eagles score 3 runs on 2 hits with 1 error, 1 left on base, and 3 earned runs in the inning. No strikeouts, no stolen bases, so the Millard Eagles back in it. And bottom of the fourth, it's 12-7, the Beavers on top, but all the momentum for the Millard Eagles. And for the Beavers, it will be number 20 who starts us off.
Aubrey Murdoch.
Murdoch will step up to the plate.
Beavers went 3 up, 3 down. 3 up, 3 down, their last at
Bottom
bat.
of 4. Yep, bottom of 4 coming up.
And we're on the bottom of the 4th inning.
Or just bottom of 5? I think it's bottom of 4. It is.
First pitch is low and in the dirt, ball 1.
This is all 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
This is bottom 4. What was it, ball 1?
Ball 1.
All right. Wendy's helping me keep this all straight, so. It was a ball. That one was a ball as well. 2 balls for Murdoch. Stevenson, the pitcher. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3, so 3-0 hitters count for Aubrey Murdoch, the senior. 12-7 our score. We're in the bottom of 4. And that'll be a walk. 4 straight balls for Aubrey Murdoch. The leadoff batter on the base path. Lexi Atkin up.
And Marshall getting ready to come in for Murdoch. Marshall, a very good base runner. She's gotten around several times. Really quick, nice sliding. Does a really good job running the bases.
So no outs, first runner on. So it'll be Lexi Atkin up for the Beavers. A single and a walk for the junior in the game. Gonna do the change in the official book for the umpire.
It's getting a little chilly now that the sun has gone down.
Yeah, it's dropping 61 and descending.
Lexi Atkin batting in the number 8 position.
8 position. So 8-9-1 coming up. Now we're back to ready to go. 12-7 our score. Well, after an eternity, Lexi does step in. Jeez. Here we go. And that ball is high, ball 1. 5 straight balls now for Stevenson. A little bit of a struggle. The freshman was really good in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Here it comes. That one's high as well, ball 2. 2-0. So hitters counts coming for Lexi Atkin. We talked about it before. The top 4 teams face off in the morning. You've got Duchesne, San Juan, and Enterprise, and Parowan. Ought to be some great softball in the morning. And then the losers of those games play the winners of the 2 games going on right now. There's strike 1, and it's going to be Oh, Atkin almost turned the corner, but there was Flynn there, and she picked it up. So a stolen base.
Yeah, Marshall, she turned, she looked like she wanted to go, and it went off the glove of the second baseman or shortstop.
Yeah.
But nice backup play by the outfielders for Millard, kept the ball in play so that she couldn't steal to third.
Marshall with a steal. Atkin takes a ball low, 3-1. Atkins in right field for the Beavers. Strike, and it's going to go to the shortstop. Looks over, but doesn't get there in time. Now the play at third, and the Beavers escape. And here comes that's going to be a throwing error, and it's going to score a run for Lexi Atkin. And a little bit of follow the ball for the Millard Eagles. And that's going to be an error for...
Well, credit Tylee Marshall as the ball was hit in the vicinity of where she was running, and she made the shortstop just hesitate long enough to throw the ball to first. Then she steals to third, overthrown. Like you said, follow the balls, and Lexi Atkin is able to get to second base. Tylee Marshall scores for the Beavers.
So number 17 will check in. That is Carter for the Beavers, replacing Elisa. 17 is Kasia Carter. Yep, Kasia. Was that an error? Did you call that an error? Okay. E6. So runner on second, no outs. A lead back to 6. 13-7 our score. Lights on now on the field. And it's going to be Kasia Carter who steps in. She had a really nice hit in the last game. And the umpire will get the instructions from Coach Bradshaw. Back to the top of the order after this one. No outs. And no count. You bet.
No rush here.
Do you want to get a score for me while we wait for the...
Yep.
11-4. Bulldogs with the lead over
South Severe.
South Severe. Here we're 13-7, no outs. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on second. That ball's going to be low, and the runner goes. That's Atkin will go to third on the pass ball. Carter steps in with the 1-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike one. Good pitch by Stevenson. So 1-1's the count.
Great pitch, healthy cut at the ball by Carter, just unable to connect.
Again, runner on third, no outs. Here's the pitch, and going to be hit down third base. Third baseman can't quite get to it. It's going to be an error, and another error on the throw. That's 2 errors, and the Beavers score another run.
And again, like Lexi Atkin doing a good job running the bases. I don't know if it caused her to hesitate to throw that ball to first. I think maybe it was the bobble, but Beaver scoring now, I think, 2 runs on errors, up now 14-7.
So runner on first, and Danzy Bradshaw back behind the plate. Coach Dal Bradshaw will talk to his player. They're going to do a speed-up runner, I'm guessing. It looks like for Kasia Carter, or not. Nope, they are going to bring out
Talia Lisa.
So they're going to re-enter Talia Lisa back in the game.
That's a re-entry?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Elisa with good speed on the base path. We saw that earlier when she stole home.
What year is she?
She's
junior.
a junior.
Yeah.
The girl that was there, a freshman.
The senior. Yeah, she was a senior. Yep. So the re-entry for Talia Lisa. She comes back in the game replacing Carter. And Bradshaw will step back up to the plate. So no count on this one. So Danzy Bradshaw comes back up to the plate. She is 2 for 3. A single, a double, and then she flew out to center field last at bat. Takes a slide, and Elisa, wow. She's showing some speed to get from first to second. And Elisa with a steal. Strike one for Bradshaw.
You know, and a beautiful slide right at the right time, right under the ball in the glove. Just a great steal by Elisa.
That's 2 stolen bases in the inning for the Beavers. Ball one, so 1-1 the count for Danzy Bradshaw. She bats .750. That's unbelievable.
And as a freshman.
Yeah. That one's going to be inside. Ball 2.
Uh-oh, Elisa might find herself in a pickle.
Oh, she's going to make it to third.
Wow.
As just a mistake. That's one of those are so hard because they throw them to you. You're going to get ready to go to third. You move those hands just slightly and take your eyes off the ball to gauge that third base run. Elisa kept a good distance between the bases to create that problem.
She didn't panic.
No. 2-1 the count. Bradshaw 3-1 now, high. (14-7) our score. We're in the bottom of 4, no outs, 3-1. It's going to be low. Bradshaw will take a base on balls. She'll move to first base, which likely will quickly change in a steal. As she's nearing 45 stolen bases. I don't know what the record is in a career, but as a freshman, 45 stolen bases, and then I don't know what it's going to be after.
Well, how many she's stolen just today?
Yeah, I think 5 or 6, so probably.
This is what
she's only got 1 in this game.
Third game of the day for Bradshaw.
Okay, stepping in is Brynlee Howerton. Howerton had an RBI single her last attempt and is 1 for 2 with a walk. Howerton takes a strike, and that ball goes into left field, and Elisa's going to turn and head for home, and Bradshaw's going to go for home as well, and they're going to be a double steal on the error as Bradshaw and Elisa show some speed. I am super impressed with the speed of Talia Elisa. I didn't know she was that fast.
Well, and Talia on that third base, too, she came out. They tried to throw down. I mean, this is how fast she is. She dove back, had to stand up and run in. And so she's doing just a very good job running the bases. Danzy Bradshaw rounding third as soon as Elisa crossed the plate.
Yeah, Bradshaw was catching up. But great speed. So that moves the lead back to 9. The Beavers have answered back by scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th to match the 3 scored by the Millard Eagles in the last inning. And now we're up 9. They were up 10-0 in the first. Here's Howerton. Howerton inside. That's ball 2, I think.
Well, and Talia Elisa, 11 stolen bases on the season. Top 5 for the Beavers this season.
Ball's in and going to be popped up. The catcher trying to make the play. Does so.
Wow.
What a catch by the catcher. Amazing.
I didn't think she caught it, but she did.
I didn't either.
What a catch.
Yeah, 1 out. What a great play by the catcher for the Millard Eagles. That is Hallie Warner. She can hit and she can catch. Wow. Lindsey Pender steps in. Nobody on. 1 out. Leading by 9. Pender on the evening is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and ball 1. Pender has a great eye. She doesn't take a lot of bad swings.
No, she's just cool, calm, and collected in the box.
Pitch is up a little bit high in the strike zone. 2 balls. The winner will play, I think, at 12:30 tomorrow, or I believe.
Yes,
ball
sir.
3-0. That was a good guess, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Because the losing team of the quarterfinals turns around and has to play right after.
Right after. It's a turnaround. It gets pretty real pretty fast. Pitch is high. Ball 4. Pender back on the base path. She's scored once in this game, and that'll bring up Hallie Hawkins, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. She bats in the 4 position. She's had a great day at the plate, not necessarily this game, but a great day at the plate. Hawkins pops one up, though, and the pitcher will make the catch. That's 2 down. Hawkins a little bit frustrated. She flew out to the catcher and to the pitcher. That's tough. Now stepping up to the plate is Davis. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Getting back is Pender. That was close.
It was.
Ball 1.
Catchers asked for a timeout. I don't know if she's bleeding or looks like maybe she got when she dove to catch that ball.
I'll bet she
really tore up her elbow.
She'll get some attention from Coach Burriston as he'll wrap some wrap around that left arm. Got a little raspberry. So you can hear Coach Dennis Aldridge calling a 3A game. One of our favorite broadcast partners. It's 4-2 over there. And so that means that the home team is ahead, the higher seed. And now it will be, the score will change.
You know, Scott, you always say it takes a village
4-3.
to raise a broadcast. And
yeah.
It's definitely so, especially at the state tournament.
Yeah. Tyler and Lachelle Moss. We've got Barrett Hilton and his daughters. We've got all kinds of people. Pepper, Matt Robinson, whole crew. And that's ball 2. We appreciate everybody who makes this possible to see all of these games. Great sponsors. Here's a 2-0 pitch. In the dirt, and that's going to advance Pender to second base. Ball 3. Not a stolen base. It'll just be a pass ball.
But the Beavers can score one more run and then hold Millard to no runs in the top of the 5th. They'll, mercy rule them by the 10 run rule.
Yeah, that is true. There's 2 outs, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Davis, high, ball 4. So runners on first and second now with Emily Robinson, who is 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. The senior for the Beavers. Stevenson stays in the circle for the Millard Eagles. I thought the freshman has done quite well.
Well, coming into the game at the point that she did, I think she's done exceptionally well.
Robinson takes ball 1 high. This is the 9th batter of the inning, so after this we return for another go-round. High ball 2. Two and 0. Again, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Outside, ball 3. Stevenson a little bit of trouble.
2 outs, 3 balls, no strikes. I would imagine we're going to see her swinging at anything.
Yep, 16-7 our score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is in and down. She'll take her base. Bases are loaded again for the Beavers. As that moves Pender to third, Davis to second, and Robinson to first. And that will bring up Murdoch. And she started the inning with a walk.
I don't know, Coach Dallin Bradshaw is talking to the official about something. Maybe they just like to chat.
Well, no, he's made a change somewhere. I mean, there's a change because the umpire's talking to the Millard coaching staff. I just don't know what the change would be.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be. Coach Burriston comes out for clarification.
Number 5. Well, that's Atkin getting ready to bat on deck.
So we'll have a conference. We're going to take a short break and be back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, in partnership with KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Langford Peppergale. We've got Faylin Catmull on the TriCaster, and big thanks to her for running this game. Right now it's 16-7. Murr's on first and second. Murdoch up to the plate with 2 outs. Murdoch hits a deep fly ball to right field, and the right fielder over, can't make the catch. Murdoch is going to knock in 2, and she'll go into third base. And I have no idea what happened in right field.
Well, I can see it.
She's going to come all the way home on the error.
So right field ran up to grab it. She overran it, and the ball hit just inside fair ball play, bounced out. She had to go back and get it. And so it took a hard bounce, and right field was not able to get it in time. So what do you call that, an in-the-park home run?
No, it would be an in-park, the throwing error, so it would be a triple. Triple for Aubrey Murdoch.
Aubrey, I tried.
It was a great hit.
Tried so hard to get you a home
run. For Aubrey, she goes all the way around and scores. So that is actually 3 RBIs for Aubrey Murdoch.
Doesn't she count her own?
So 4 runs.
Oh, there were 4 runs. That's 4 RBIs.
Bases were loaded.
Oh, I didn't count her over here because she's already scored once in the inning. So there you go. 4 RBIs for Aubrey Murdoch. Wow. And that moves the score to 20-7.
You know, and it's just unfortunate when you and the same thing happened to Lexi Atkin earlier in the game where there's a shot to right field, run up on it, and it takes a hard bounce.
Now, Shandy Vandevander is going to come in the game to pitch for the Millard Eagles. And Shandy is a senior. So I'm not sure who she replaces, but we'll see. And it'll be Atkin back up for the Beavers. 2 more runs and the game will be over in this inning.
You are correct.
So Vandy Vander, the senior, will come in and give it a go in the circle.
I didn't see her make the throw until Murdoch was like,
all right, what's the official? A home run. We're calling that a home run.
All right, Wendy.
So that means you got to announce she gets a hot dog.
No, we're going to take it back. It's just
Yeah, I would announce it.
And that was Murdoch, right?
Yeah, it was Aubrey Murdoch.
Remember, Aubrey Murdoch, you get a coupon for a home run hot dog.
Now I'm going to get ribbed for saying it was a triple. You guys, that was terrible.
I was thinking the throw was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't a throw on a play.
No, it wasn't throw on the play, so it was just it was clear up. That was mine, too. So
an error there.
Yeah. Well, it's a home run officially. Yeah. Strike 1, 1-1, the count to Lexi Atkin. She got on an error last at bat.
What was it Wendy said earlier in the game? You've got a woman on each side. So.
No, that's great. I'd rather do that than have it be a triple. I mean, I'm good. I'm not the hard case guy.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I'm super soft and nice. Count 2-1 to Atkin. Vandevander will get her mask to put on.
Just threw it off and then threw it back out to her.
Yeah. Said, get it back on. That might have come from a parent instruction. Shandy with the pitch. 2-1 pitch. Nice pitch. Going to be a fair ball. Wow, what a hit by Atkin. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Lexi Atkin right on the baseline.
Wow, just a nice hard hit. Took it and a hard bounce right on the baseline. So beautiful hit Stand-up double, like you said, for Lexi Atkin, the junior.
And that'll bring up Kasia Carter. And she will re-enter the game for Talia Lisa. And I'm not sure how this impacts as far as, I'm not sure if that makes Talia ineligible or if Carter goes out. Do you know, Wendy? Is there just 2 re-entries or is it unlimited? You can only re-enter once. Okay.
So Elisa cannot re-enter.
So I think Elisa no longer can re-enter and Carter finishes the game.
They put her up the bat again?
Yes. Yeah. So Kasia Carter will be up to the plate.
Yes.
20-7, runner on second. We're in the bottom of the 4th, 2 outs.
They could put somebody else in to run for her, but then she would be out.
Right. Eight runs already in this 4th inning for the Beavers. They had a 10-run first inning, and it was this bottom of the 4th kind of broke this game open. And already in this inning with walks and then a couple of hits. Actually, only 1 hit. Just 1 hit, mostly walks.
Some excitement going on Dennis's field.
Yes, there is. Carter's first pitch is a ball. It's good to hear from McLean Hamilton. Nice to hear from you. Here we go. That pitch is going to be slightly high for Carter. Ball 2. 2-0 the count.
So Carter, the winning run at the plate with 2 outs.
Yeah, that is true. Danzy Bradshaw on deck. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. It's the 9 batter, 1 coming up. Pitch is up and out. So base on balls for Kasia Carter, and that'll bring up Danzy Bradshaw. Bradshaw in the game has a walk and 2 hits and a fly out. So 2 for 3 on the night. And she'll have a chance to add to her total. She has 2 RBIs in the game. Pitch is caught the outside corner. Strike 1. Nice pitch by Vandevander. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be down, hits the official on the pass ball. The runners advance.
So winning run now on second base.
Bradshaw could have a walk-off single or double. Here's the pitch. Bradshaw doesn't take it. It's going to be a ball, 2-1.
She wanted to take a cut at it.
She did. That was not her space, though, unless she's going to take it right up the line on right field. 2-1 the count. Vandevanter with it. Here it is, and it's going to be low. Bradshaw gets out of the way. 1 run scores. So 21, that brings in Atkin. So she scores. That brings it within 1. The winning run on third base, so a hit by Danzy Bradshaw would end this one as Carter moves to third. Here's the 3-1 pitch for Bradshaw, and a timeout as the ball comes in from the south field. I've seen this field hit into that field. That's the first one today I've seen. Yeah, Wendy confirms. First one today that's come in from the other side. I've seen 4 or 5 come from this side. Which makes sense. Mostly right-handed batters will hit down that baseline. That will be ball 4. Bradshaw goes to first base. So runners on the corners with Howerton up to the plate.
Looks like Gunnison is going to advance.
Yeah, 15-4. That's a pretty big win for the Rams.
So they will play the loser of Enterprise and Parowan. tomorrow.
So we're going to be down to 6 teams here shortly.
Oh, we have a hitter in for Howerton, it looks like. Number 15 for the Beavers, and that's Grace Strow. Grace Strow.
Grace Strow. I blew her name earlier, so I don't want to do it again. Strow. And Beavers will play on, that's 3A. So I'll find the bracket here.
Beaver will play tomorrow at 12:30 on Field 4.
Field 4 right here. So Grace steps up to the plate. 21-7, 14-point lead. A hit. Strow.
S-T-R-O-U-D.
S-T-R-A-U-C-H.
Yep.
That's for number 8, right?
Uh-huh. Howerton, yes. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be an advanced stolen base for Bradshaw. She adds to her total. Now runners on second and third. The only run that matters right now is the third base. And Strow with the 1-1 count. Now, when Mike caught the inside corner, does not. Ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Strow. It's going to be high, ball 3. See what Coach Bradshaw says. Do they take a chance and swing 3-0? Here's the pitch by Bandy Banter. Looks like a strike, swing and a miss, fouled off. Strike 1. She had the green light to take a cut at it.
And it was a nice cut. Just didn't make contact.
Yeah. So with South Severe's win, they are number 6 in the RPI. So that means
Gunnison's win.
I'm sorry, with Gunnison's win, Gunnison was not 6. They were 7.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 is the only change in the RPI. Strike 2 for Grace. Full count. So that is a change. So you've got 1 through 5 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, if the Beavers are able to hold on to this one.
South Severe was 6, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first change in the 2A in the RPI. Here's the full count pitch. That one's going to be up and out. She'll take a base. Base on balls. That loads the bases for Lindsay Pender. She can end it here with any kind of hit.
She struggled this game. I think is she 0 for, did she got a hit?
Pender's 0 for 1 with 3 walks. If she gets a walk, it's over 2.
Hit or a walk?
Hit or a walk.
Hit or a walk, please.
Here we go. Pitches up and out, and that'll do it, as that will be a pass ball, and the winning run comes across the plate. And that is the ball game, unless I'm mistaken. And that is the ball game, 22-7 for the Beaver High School Beavers, and they advance to play tomorrow at 12:30. The loser of San Juan and Duchesne.
That'll be a good game.
It will be a great game. I'm excited to see that game as well. We've got Enterprise Parowan, then San Juan.
Let's
take a look at this, San Juan and Duchesne. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So San Juan, I don't think they played Duchesne. They're not in the same region.
No.
Dang, I was hoping to see what that would look like, but
be kind of interesting.
Two very good pitchers for both of these teams. Talking to Matt Robinson, he said he was very impressed with the pitching of San Juan.
Oh, I was very impressed too.
Oh, were you on that game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're on that game as well. Kelsey Grant led her team last year to the 2A state championships for Duchesne. That's going to be a heck of a quarterfinal game.
I think so. So let's look at the semifinals set real quick before we sign off. The Beavers take this one 22-7. Over the Millard Eagles. So tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, you can watch championship softball on teamhive.live. First at 10 o'clock, Enterprise and Parowan on Field 3, San Juan Duchesne on Field 4. And then in the 3A championship, you've got Grantsville, number 1, and Carbon, number 4, on Field 1 at 10 o'clock, and North San Pete, which is number 3, against Canyon View, number 2. So in both classifications, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. In the semifinals.
Quarterfinals.
Those are semi. Oh, quarters. You're right. That's kind of that weird. It's not necessarily the semis because then you play that again.
Yeah.
The semis are the next one. So there we go.
It feels like the semis.
Those are your final 4 of teams without a loss, and we'll have those tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock right here on teamhive.live. Then at 12:30, we'll have some other iterations of teams that lose and win. We do know that the Beavers will play the loser of San Juan and Duchesne, and Gunnison will play the loser of Enterprise Parowan at 10. So the 2A classification set. 3A games still going on behind us, so we're going to sign off. You can tune in on those on teamhive.live. Big thanks to Pepper Gale and to Wendy, who's heading off to do volleyball, and Phelan. Big thanks to all of those who make this possible, and thank you for watching. Have a good night.